Hey guys, Tyler Erzberger here for ESPN Esports at the League of Legends World Championship in Berlin. I am currently joined by Licorice, who just ended on a win, beat Hong Kong Attitude. Sadly, though, Cloud9 is eliminated from the championship. What are your thoughts coming out of the group stage? Not what you expected or hoped, but did you learn anything from this?
I think every time you go to Worlds, you just learn a ton. Like, I think it's really hard to go to Worlds and not learn anything because you just play against some of the best players in the world, or like literally the best players in the world. So I think like as a player, I got a lot better over Worlds, and I figured out a lot of like areas where I was like lacking. And obviously, it's sad we didn't make it out, but I mean, it is what it is. So I'll be here next year.
What do you think was Cloud9's biggest problem in the groups? Because it felt like Griffin, the first game you guys had against them, it felt like you had that in the bag. It felt like the momentum was going to start riding for C9. Then everything fell apart. Then today's game against Griffin. Then the G2 game. Like, what really went wrong in the group stage?
I think I'd say for the first 3 games we were playing a little like too loose. Where the first game we like could have lost even that game against Hong Kong, and then the game versus Griffin, which we should have won, but like we just like walked up too far with the Baron buff, which sucks. And then like the game versus G2, where like I had a lead, but I just wasn't able to like convert it properly, and I like TP'd bot when I probably should have stayed in pressure top. So I think it was just playing too loose, and then the last 3 games were, I don't know. Yeah. There were lots of problems in that Griffin game.
Going forward right now, Clutch Gaming's 0-3, Team Liquid's 2-1. Does NA have any hope of getting out of groups? Do you believe in Team Liquid and Clutch, but mostly Team Liquid? Do you think that NA will at least get one team to quarterfinals?
I definitely think that Team Liquid can make it, and I'll for sure be rooting for them. I think that Clutch has a bit of a harder path, but I'll also be cheering for them from home.
Now that you're out, you can talk more about who you think is the best team, who the hierarchy and all that. Which teams or team do you think right now is the strongest, not only on stage but in scrims and everything? Well, who do you think are the top teams?
I mean, originally when we came, Damwon was like this unbeatable god scrim team, and like everyone was terrified of them, and they just haven't quite found their footing on stage yet. So I think they could be a real contender. I think that Fun plus Phoenix could still be really strong if they find their footing. SKT, IG, G2 probably. I mean, we didn't scrim them. We just played the one stage, but they look pretty strong.
So Damwon, I mean, I've talked to some other people. Damwon has just been crushing in scrims. What about them in scrims makes them so scary?
I think it's mainly just their solo laners. Like Nigur and Showmaker are just super good. Like pretty much every game, like one of them is just like crushing lane or like doing super well, like pushing their wave and just always moving somewhere else. So I think if they can find their stride on stage, they'll be like a really strong opponent.
Looking forward to next year, obviously, we have new teams, Evil Geniuses, Tonks, Immortals. We've seen C9 be the best at developing talent. So we saw it definitely come out. Blabber had an interesting tournament, very good in the early game. What do you think NA needs to do next year where we can get 2-3 teams out of the group stage?
Whew, that's a tough question. I mean, aside from pray for a good group draw, I don't know. I mean, it just takes like a couple teams being better than the rest, because I think Splice has had like a kind of similar story, I guess, to what like Cloud9 was last year, where they like were in a group, people didn't really expect them to get out. They looked rough in play-ins, and now like they played a tiebreaker for first place, and then they lost just like we did. So I would say that like Fnatic and G2 have looked a step above the rest of the EU teams. So I think that like if just the top teams improve a little bit, the region will just be a lot stronger.
And finally, I know there's thousands of Cloud9 fans out there. Is there anything you want to say to them ending the tournament? Any final words?
I mean, sorry we didn't get further. I wish we got out of groups at least, and then hopefully further, but didn't work this time, so thanks for all the support.
Thank you, Licorice. I'm sure we will see you here again next year. And if you want more news and action from ESPN, check us out at espn.com/esports.